Is there anything else you want to say about the process?
It's a lot of work. It's just a lot of work.
Hey everyone, I'm Don Stewart, the artist at ArtistChronicle.com.
Today I'm at Greenhill Center's Drawing Revisited exhibit talking with sculptor Jim Barnhill. He tells me that he created the piece in this exhibit with a different process than he normally uses. So let's find out more.
Primarily, I think of myself as a sculptor, but this young lady, Samantha Turner, was a model for my figure drawing class at A&T, and she took this particular pose that I started thinking about in terms of the sculpture, and which resulted in this, which is actually still a work in progress. It's not quite finished. It's kind of a case where the head was a little too large. I shaved it down. I took off some of the ears here. The face was not very symmetrical, so I came back in and worked with plaster, after the fact, after it was cast. What you see here in plaster was all clay on an armature and then made molds, cast the work in plaster. This makes it more or less permanent. This is, hard, whereas the clay is very fragile, you could say. The next step would be to take this to the foundry and get the foundry people to make their molds and then cast it in bronze and possibly do an edition. But a buyer would be first, because I can't afford just to do it. I think probably to make a mold, cast it, we're looking at somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000. That's what it costs.
So is that usually
my bill, to pay the foundry? Yeah, the same girl, different pose, slightly different pose, but it does relate to this pose. I actually do have another drawing of this same pose from the other side with the intention of making it into a sculpture. I was thinking about this.
Okay.
But that particular drawing is not in the show.
Do you always work this way from drawing to sculpture?
No, typically I'll work, just set the pose up and off we go. If I have an idea of something I want to do.
When you do the sculpture, you work from life the whole time?
Yes, this is from the live model, yes. I did this over an 8-week period, once a week. Probably spent a little more time after that cleaning it up, getting, just refining certain areas. But essentially it was 8 weeks of 2.5 hours per, session.
So just tell me a little bit about your history and what you have done in the area, because I know you've done a lot of sculpture here.
General Green was the most recent piece. That's an 11.5-foot figure of him, our city's namesake. Prior to